Porky's Corner is proud to be sponsored by Spartan Site Solutions. They are specialists in civil engineering and demolition contracts for the construction industry. Interested parties should visit their website or contact Porky's Corner for a referral at porkycorner@mail.com.
We've got Andy from not from Aberdeen on. How you doing?
Aberdeen Andy from Perth.
Andy,
How you on?
Andy's from Perth. How are you?
Not bad. Yourself?
I'm all right. Have you been watching much boxing?
Yeah, had a good weekend watching boxing. I think that's 3 weekends in a row now, isn't it?
Yeah. First of all, we'll cover the Glenn McCrory shout out that's on it's everywhere. To Big Joe Egan and Big John Fury from Fury Power.
Yeah, it's quite sad, really, isn't it? See somebody like Glenn McCrory being in that situation. It's from. I remember seeing Glenn McCrory at Hampden Park when I went to see the Mike Tyson show, and he looked a really sharp, dapper guy. You know, he could have mistaken him for James Bond. He was looked that sharp, but and then when I see that video, I just hope he's okay. Yeah. Don't know what you think yourself.
Yeah, he's had a fall from grace, Glenn, hasn't he, since he left Sky.
Yeah. I liked him at Sky, him and Ian Darke. I thought they were a decent team on the commentary.
Yeah, they did
back
well
in the day.
Him and Ian Darke were a good team, weren't they?
Yeah. It's a bit like Ian John and Ian St John and Greaves. Yeah, a bit like that. They were a good double act.
Yeah. What did you think to the 5 versus 5? Even though there were 6 fights on the show, but there were, 5 versus 5, Queensbury.
I thought it was I quite liked the format, and I thought it was a good night of boxing. It wasn't a good night of boxing for Eddie Hills, but all in all, I thought all the fights were pretty decent. Especially the.
Well, so do you want me to go? I'll go through a few of them.
Yeah, go through them.
Bivol against Zanid.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it'd be a gimme fight for Bivol, and then I think I did a wee YouTube short saying I'd watched Zanad, or whatever, was it Malik Zanad, isn't it? I watched him in an interview, and I thought, this guy's really confident. He's unbeaten. I don't know who he'd fought, but I didn't research that deep into it. But I thought, I wonder if an upset's on the cards. I didn't believe it would be an upset, but I thought he's going to give him more a fight than a lot of people would probably give him credit for. But and he did. He was quite entertaining while he was there. But he's obviously needing more experience. But I thought he gave a good account of himself. He made a fight of it, didn't he? It was only a matter of time before Bivol lowered the boom, though, wasn't it?
You are.
It was only a matter of time before Bivol stepped it up, but he did make a fight.
He didn't get through. He didn't get out of third gear, did he?
No. He just worked his way into it, didn't he?
He glides across the ring, doesn't he?
Oh, aye.
Effortless.
He's got a great array of punches, doesn't he, as well? And
Yeah.
it's good speed of foot and hand, doesn't
He's an hard night's work for any of them.
he? Yeah. Though I think better beef will get the better of him. I personally think that.
What do you think to Anthony Yards for that? And Sunday Bricktop.
Is Bricktop rubbing salt in the wounds now for him, is he? Or he's
Bricktop's gone
he could
legal.
have, oh, he's gone legal, but I mean, he could have been out there on that card, possibly. Yeah, could have been him fighting.
Could have been a rudder bean.
That's it. It's missed opportunity there. But
Oh, you know, if they're falling out, everybody. I mean, Eddie might not want to work with Tunde and Yard now. He might not want to upset he might not want to rock his little boat.
they're the guys with the golden goose, aren't they? They're the guys. It'd be well better sticking in with them than falling out with them if you're a boxer at the moment. I would say if you want to make some money. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very interesting. Willie Hutchinson. He's done Craig Richards, Spider Richards. I was getting mixed up with a few in it around his weight class from his area. But Craig Richards got beat. What is it? It looked like the note left, in tank for him, and other kid they had a bit more vigor, I think. You.
Yeah, I thought Craig Richards just wasn't at the races. Willie Hutchinson did well. He'd never been past 7 rounds, I believe, and he did well, didn't he? And I think he had a bit late in the fight. He found a second wind again, didn't he? And I thought he boxed well, the switching southpaw, and that really upset Richards quite a bit. The southpaw stance, I felt. Good fight. Good fight.
Yeah. Do you see Craig Richards doing out now?
Not much, maybe British level, maybe. It's a shame, eh? He's been a good.
Mid-30s, isn't it now? Mid-30s.
He's been a good servant to the game, hasn't he? He's give everybody a hard night's work, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He has, yeah, but he's got to do more if he's going to get progressed. But Willie Hutchinson's done well. He's done very well, Willie Hutchinson, to get where he's got.
I think, am I right in saying he had a good amateur pedigree, Willie Hutchinson?
Yeah. He has, yeah. Very good.
So maybe this is a turning point for him to step it up now. Eh?
Well, I want to see him in a fight with Boazzi, me, or Yard. With Willie Hutchinson.
Talking about,
can't be parading belts like that and talking rankings and not having names. You've gone by Craig Richards, now step it up a level now and go after them. Like Frotch went after them all. Go after them all. Make a name for yourself. Take the hard fights. You've had a loss. You come back from it. Go again. That's what you do. You pick yourself up. You go again.
Definitely, I think that'd be a good fight for him, wouldn't it?
Hey?
Boazzi would be a good fight for him.
Oh, yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt, Boazzi would be a good fight for him, yeah. It would. A real good fight. But there's plenty of fights out there for him. Mark Efron might want to step up to 175. That's a good fight for Willie Hutchinson.
Yeah.
But I think he's a bit farther on than Mark Efron. I think Mark Efron could be on the slide. But, but yeah, it's interesting times in that division now. What do you think to Amazon Shiraz then doing that Ammo Williams?
I thought that was a really measured performance. He just took his time. He got rocked in the second round and just kept himself together and worked his way through it. And that was a good performance, a good mature performance, I thought, from Hamza Shiraz. Yeah, I was quite impressed with him. Eh? I thought Williams was a bit nervous leading up to the fight. The week leading up to it. Any footage I seen of him, it minded me a wee bit of Fury in the week leading up to the Usyk fight. He was just a bit erratic, but I don't know. I mean, maybe he's like that anyway. I don't know, but it's just the impression he gave me.
Yeah, it's what do you think that Hamza Shearers and Eubanks a good fight?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'd be better having that. He'd probably get decent money for that, and maybe that would stand him in good stead before he has a world title fight.
Yeah.
I
Do you
think I
think
thought to myself, maybe another couple of fights before he fights for the world title. Eh? There's no point in rushing it too.
do you think Eubanks caught in that mold or halfway with his foot in for gimmick fights now? Do you know what I mean? Whereas it's not really about belts, it's about image and views and subscribers,
Yeah,
kind of thing. People who follow him and that followers. Do you think he's fell into that routine now instead of chasing down these middleweights with belts?
yeah. I think he's wasted too much time. A bit like Fury has this time waits for no man, and he's wasted too much time.
Yeah,
Lost any momentum. Any time he's gained momentum, he just wasted. It's just be another big 6 months or 8 months before the next fight. And I think he's an underachiever. I think he had the potential to do a lot better than what he has done. And then there was times he didn't have a trainer, or he was training himself and all this. There was a lot of nonsense going on. And he needed somebody to get a hold of him and give him a good shake. And he needed to listen. He wouldn't listen to people. That was the impression I got. I might be wrong, but that's just the impression he gave me. But
yeah, yeah. It's do you think that's died a death now, Eubank Jr., Billy Joe?
I don't see Billy Joe fighting again. I don't personally. I don't see him. Is he no? Well, the last picture I seen him, he looked a lot overweight. It's going to take him a long time to get that weight off and get fighting fit. At what level is he going to be fighting at? He can't just return to world level. What's he been out 3 years now? Is it 3 years?
3 year, 1 month has been out.
That's a lot of time to make back in it. How do you get back into shape for that time? I'm guessing he's probably not been training in that time, but I don't know. But I
Well,
don't think I'm seeing him fighting
he
again.
hasn't got a date lined up. So let's say he has a date lined up and he's out 3.5 years. He's still not going to be match fit, is he, really, Billy? Because
He's not going to be ready.
his game's based on reflexes, isn't it? And
Yeah.
staying at range, or if he's in the pocket, he's out of range, kind of thing. He's a trickster, isn't he?
And his reflexes will be gone, eh? I
You
always
would
remember
have thought.
I always remember old Eubank when he was only 32, I think, when he retired, but he knew himself. He said punches you would normally just slip like by half quarter an inch or whatever. He says he noticed himself he was getting caught with more, and that's when he knew it was time to give up.
Yeah.
So, there's not many
Yeah.
people admit that, really, is there?
No, they're in, mate, because they're all hanging on for that payday, aren't they?
Yeah.
What do you think to Ford against Ball?
I thought it was a great fight. I thought it was a brilliant fight. I thought I could have been fight of the night actually, and I thought, well done, Nick. I love Nick Ball. I think he's a proper throwback fighter from the olden days, isn't he? And he's got so much energy, and he's humble, and he should have won. He got robbed that last fight. He should have already been a world champion. That should have been a unification fight. I felt. And well done him. But a lot of the time, Ray Ford was fighting Nick Ball's fight, wasn't he? Did you think that?
Yeah, I did, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought Ball won anyway. So,
Yeah. The right man won. Eh?
yeah, well done, world champion Nick Ball now. The media's role over there, overall, on the whole, what do you think? Do you think it's been a shit feast or arse licking? Or do you think there's been
Right.
some good reporting?
It's probably been a mixture. There's probably been some good reporting, but there's also like a case of flies around shit, and it's just like buzzing in it, buzzing with big blue bottles. Like the guy, he's the king blue bottle, and he buzzing around everybody's backside.
Yeah, he's become like a
And that
cult hero, hasn't he? Or a cult figure, or anti the god. Like he becomes like a PR people for whoever's trending, doesn't he? He's like becomes like this guy that latches onto the person in the limelight, doesn't he, kind of thing. He's harmless.
Yeah,
We love the Gad on here, really, don't we?
he's a character. Eh? You've got to have characters in boxing. Eh? If you like them or dislike them, you've got to have them there, or it's going to be a boring setup, innit? You've got to have people like that.
Julian used to give the Gad some stick, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he thought he was an arse licker as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
yeah. I think I think the Gad's a widely recognised arse licker, isn't he? He's like king of the arse lickers with the biggest, stickiest tongue.
Jules had him way up, didn't he?
Oh, I hear him spot on. I'm sussed out. Yeah, the Gad, he's a. But like I say, you need the characters, don't you? It would all be a bit humdrum without them.
What do you think to all that talk sport and banning Fury and all this now? Because this Turkey guy's pops up and he's offered chance for talk sport to be involved and all this again and that. What did you make of all that, Andy? Who do you think we're at fault?
I actually think Fury's at fault for banning TalkSport. I was thinking about that earlier today. I know TalkSport have done a bit of arse licking to an extent, but they stood their ground and asked questions that a lot of other people weren't asking, and that's why they got banned, wasn't it? Because they weren't singing off the same hymn sheet as all the other bum lickers. So I kind of admire them a wee bit for taking that stance, and it proves they're getting banned. Like you've said many times, all these people just sing off the same hymn sheet because it's for access, isn't it? And so they didn't actually seem too bothered that it's lost access. They did make a point about it, but I don't think they were overly bothered. But I think, to be fair to Turki Al-Sheikh, he wants all this to work, doesn't he? That's the impression I get. He wants everything to work, and he wants them out there. So he must watch a lot of punditry and reviews or previews and everything on boxing, I'm guessing. For him to phone up himself and address whatever grumbles they had. And then next thing, Jim White's away on a plane out there.
Jim White's what?
Jim White just jumped on a plane and went out there, didn't he? Within the next 48 hours, I think it was, wasn't it?
Jim White loves it. He's always in mix, Jim, isn't he?
He is. He's like a kid at Christmas, isn't he? He's always enthusiastic. He likes getting in the middle of it, doesn't he?
He's not as bad as Jeff Sterling.
Yeah, Jeff Sterling. He doesn't do much to do with boxing, though, does he? Jeff Sterling. I've never seen him talking about boxing.
Oh, God. Rest of the show. Wilder, Zhang. Tell me your thoughts, Andy.
Well, I thought after the Parker fight, I thought with the Parker fight, when Wilder fought Parker, I thought it was like he was stoned or something. Or he just didn't even seem bothered that he lost. And I thought he maybe had something going on in the background. But I thought, to me, the jury was still out on him. But Zhang's confirmed the jury's no longer out on him, and I think he's finished. And I think he'd be mad. I think he'd be mad to carry on fighting now. He's bound to make decent money, even with that last 2 fights in Saudi. If he's got 7 kids, as they say, and he's got a family to look after, I think family comes first. He might come back for another money fight, but it'd be a bit like Chisora, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Do you think that Wilder's a spent force now, then, Andy?
His legs didn't seem to be there, do they?
Yeah.
He just seemed to be. He did catch Zhang a few times with big punches. I can't remember what round it was in, but it was only a few, wasn't it? I think it was only sort of one decent assault, wasn't there? And
they're only a wee few. They're only a wee few.
A wee few. What was Zhang 5 stone heavier than him? He's massive.
Big Bang Zhang. Big old Goliath anyway, a giant mole. It's a mole.
His accuracy. Big mole.
Well, I can't hear you, Andy. You're talking like you're underwater. You're talking like Dave Allen.
I'll get my scuba mask on. I thought Zhang was very accurate with his punching.
A bit more accurate than Dave Allen, isn't he?
I seen him doing an interview with Peter Fury. I only seen a 15-minute, but
Go on, Dave Allen, the White Rhino.
he's a likable guy, isn't he?
He's likable, Dave, but I think he's overplayed his likable card now, and he's got to get serious, or we'll get a job.
Yeah, Joe, man.
You think Wilder might be knackered now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
There was talk before that fight, Jared Anderson wanted to fight him, wasn't there? But
Yeah, Jared
I don't know.
Anderson play with Wilder now. Wilder's he can't pull trigger, and he's
No.
coming back, and everybody's worked him out now. Fury late blueprint, didn't
Yeah.
he? You
And then
know,
Parker put it on him and just stuck to his game plan and
yeah,
showed how to beat him, didn't he?
yeah, he did. Daniel Dubois.
Yeah. Chuffed for him, actually. I thought.
Ergovic, he knocked me a bet up. He was the only one I got wrong out of the lot. What now for him? Because he's on everybody's lips now. Him and his trainer, Daddy Don Charles.
Big Daddy.
The Don.
The Don. Big Daddy Don.
Daddy Don.
A fair play to them, eh? They're doing well. I mean, I thought Dubois was getting hit a bit too much early on in the fight, but to be fair, he took it all right, didn't he? Didn't he seem flustered? But once he got his jab going, he was he kind of took over, didn't he? He bashed up Hergovic.
Daddy Don for being nominated for Trainer at Year for England. What do you think?
Who's nominating him?
You what?
Who's nominating him for that?
I'm just saying, do you think he'll be nominated?
All right. Nah, I don't think so, no.
Well, he's done
No.
well there with the bar. He's just done Ergovic.
He's a nice guy, Daddy Don. I think he comes across as a guy you could sit and have a cool chat with. He comes across as pleasant and knowledgeable. I did see him talking about how nobody's actually ever give him like fighters that are like ready made or a high caliber, like from day one or that. I can't remember who he was talking to.
Chisora left him 5 times.
Yeah. That's right. Kept coming back. Yeah.
Well, it's like 5 or 6. You know what I mean? He kept leaving him, didn't he? Kept going back. Imagine that.
I think he got him as an amateur, didn't he, Chisora?
Yeah.
Did he say that? Aye. And he turned him pro and whatnot. But I thought he's done all right with Dubois. He did well against Jarrell Miller. And that's probably his best win now, isn't it, against Hergovic? But I actually did a preview video on my wee channel I started up for the fight. And I actually got 5 out of 5. It wasn't until after I'd done the preview I made the video I realised that it's all Queensberry fighters that I've picked. I thought everybody will be thinking I'm a Frank Warren fanboy, a Bricktop fanboy. I thought, oh, we'll see what happens. And just lucky, yeah, they all come up.
They all got the Bricktop got the clean sweep, didn't he? Over Eddie Hills, he spanked him.
We did say.
And he's competitive. Eddie, listen, I know you're choking on that. I'm buzzing, Eddie. I'm buzzing that you are choking. Brick.
There actually seems to be a genuine bond between them at the moment. I've
Pal, no, do me a favour.
I not bond, but when there was
just keeping them together, mate.
That's a jam in the sandwich.
Hey, come on, we know what's going on there, kid, don't we? Come on.
We do. As long as it's working for the fans, I'm quite happy if they keep working together, eh? Because that's what should have been going on years ago, shouldn't it?
Of course it should have been going on. Of course it should have been.
And if it takes that Turkey Tea-Tail guy to make it happen, so be it. If he can make it happen, if he's like the mediator and can get them working together, it's good for the fans, isn't it? I do have reservations about everything being in Saudi, but they're talking about doing stuff at Wembley now, I think, are they?
Talking about what?
They're talking about doing fights at Wembley. Turkey Al Sheikh.
Yeah, they're talking about Dubois, aren't they? And Big Meech.
Big Meech. Who do you pick with that one?
You'd pick Dubois, wouldn't you?
Aye, that's what I was thinking.
Wouldn't you? I mean, Joshua's not really beat anybody, has he? Really? Ungano can't be classed as a win. Ergovic and Walling were his sparring partners, hundreds of rounds, and that Franklin was nobody. So he hadn't shown me nothing since Usyk done him twice.
He must have been gutted when Dubois beat Hrgovic. He would have been expecting
He's
his
got an
old
hard
spar.
fight that if they go for IBF, right? If they split them up, and it's Joshua against Dubois for IBF, Joshua's got an hard night ahead of him. Let me tell you, this is a lonely night in there against Dubois.
Because he matches him for size, and he's probably got maybe he might have more power than Joshua. You don't know. And I think Dubois has got a better chin than Joshua.
Yeah,
It's not any worse anyway, is it?
honestly.
I think if Dubois lands one of these shots on Big Meech, I think he'll be doing the funky chicken now.
Big Meech doing funky chicken. Do you think Big Meech got another run? Do you think he's got another run in him, Big Meech, for a world title?
He should have, shouldn't he? But he's 9 years older than Dubois, isn't he? Is he 35?
Yeah, he's older than Dubois, miles older.
That's it. And he's had a few beatings.
He's had a few beats,
Usyk,
to say the least.
Usyk spanked him twice, hasn't he? And Ruiz gave him a good battering, didn't he?
Ruiz, yeah. Ruiz gave him a right battering.
Mhm.
Do you think he really put records straight in that rematch with Ruiz, or do you think he just got Ruiz at right time, like Holyfield got Buster Douglas, didn't he, at right time?
I mean, he was on his bike all night, wasn't he? That wasn't a fight. That was a half marathon he did that night, wasn't it? He wouldn't. He did what he had to do to win, didn't he? But for me, it wasn't spectacular. Eh? Eddie Hill's tried to sell it as a boxing masterclass, but for me, it was a running away all night. But then Ruiz ate himself out the championship, didn't he?
You see Wilder finished now for good?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you?
I don't see him doing anything.
Do you think
If
he
he
folded?
might want,
Do you think he folded and didn't really try?
difficult to say, because he's got a guy 5 stone heavier on him coming at him like the mummy,
Yeah.
pounding on him. It's difficult, to give away that much weight. It's got to be hard, A guy that size coming at you all the time. He just, it's just a matter. He spun him right round with that punch, didn't he? And then ran after, caught him with a right hook, flattened him, didn't he? I wondered if the ref should actually stepped in there, when he turned round. But then it's protect yourself all times, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's on the whole though, the whole show. What do you think we've got out of that show? What have we learned from it, that show now? What do you think, Andy?
I think we've learned that I would say Dubois is kind of come of age with that fight he's had. You could probably say the same about Hamza Shiraz. Nick Ball's got his just deserves. He's got what he should have had. Then Willie Hutchison, he's probably that's a good boost for him, isn't it?
Yeah, Bivol we knew about anyway, didn't we?
That's a tick over for Bivol, isn't it? It's just a.
Oh, there's 5 pluses there out of 6, really, isn't there? And when you can't really count Wilder Zangers out to link back to UK, so because they're not trained by anybody from UK, are they? So really, they've done well to get that done. That Turkey Al Sheikh, so we'll have to give him his dues, won't we? I guess.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good night of boxing. Every fight was a good fight. There was no stinkers, and there was no controversy either. Really, was there? I was expecting at least 1 or 2 controversial, whether it be ref or judging decisions.
Yeah, let's not long may it continue this good judging. Or let's just say the right man getting nod, even if they do change it up a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
did you enjoy it yourself? What did you think the whole show?
I enjoyed it. Yeah. What do you think to the? There's obviously no alcohol, is there? How do you think that's going to fare up, Andy, for future events?
Out there, you mean? Yeah, well, obviously you can drink here, but you're not allowed to drink out there.
People off going.
it might put some people off. It wouldn't actually put me off going, well, I'm not planning going out there anyway, but I wouldn't know. But then that's just me. That's personally, it doesn't bother me if I have a drink or not. But if I've gone to any boxing matches in this country, I've always been driving anyway, so I've never drank. But I've gone to boxing events at like Braehead Arena in Glasgow, and I've gone early and watched all the fights. But the place wasn't it was maybe only half full, and then it filled up just before the last couple of fights. And then there's folk fighting with each other, drunk and everything. I thought, what's the point of that? Spending all that money on tickets and then coming in, getting in a fight and getting thrown out, not even seeing the boxing. I thought, to me, that's madness. Eh? If I like boxing as much as I do, I'm not going to go and ruin the night for myself. Eh? But, so it wouldn't actually bother me not to drink. But that's just me. I'm nothing against other people having a drink if they want to.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think that the heavyweight division in UK at the moment, right? We've got Joshua, we've got Fury, we've got Zabar, right? Do you think they're like breaking away now and leaving like your Joyces, your Dylan Whites, Wardleys, and Chisoras and them?
They probably are to an extent. Yeah, there's and like what's his name, Johnny Fisher as well, isn't it? He's still.
You won't put Johnny Fisher in that mix yet, would you? Obviously, obviously you've got Joshua, Fury, Zabar. They're way out in front. But who would you add to them three from UK? There isn't really anybody, is there?
No, really, anybody. Big Freeze, if he gets say Big Freeze beats Wardley in the rematch and does a good job at him, you could maybe add him in there. Joe Joyce is kind of jury's still out on him, and then he's fighting Chisora is going to. I see Chisora getting a systematic beating in that fight. And that's not good. That's not good for his health whatsoever. Then you've got the Can Man, but he shouldn't be fighting in my view. There's still question marks over him.
Dave Allen's ranked 18 on BoxRec for Britain. He always used to be top 10, Dave.
So if he's going to keep fighting, he needs to get a grip on himself, doesn't he? He maybe needs to go and train with Peter Fury. When I seen him on that thing, he maybe needs to go and train with him and let Peter discipline him.
He's been with Peter before, he didn't like it. Discipline.
Didn't he? Too tough, eh?
No, I think you've got to graft if you're with Peter. It's not a youth club, is it? And
no, exactly, yeah. And it should be like that in any gym.
Yeah, Peter had you running with somebody on your back and that of a sand dunes and all that. You know
That's what makes his fighters successful. Eh?
Well, it makes you
no shortcuts.
Makes you fit, doesn't it? I know that. I mean, where's Dave going now? Dave Allen, where's he going?
Round in circles.
Hey?
Round in circles.
You know, what's happened to Dave? You know, I'm not so sure, mate. Dave is 18, and we've got Cash Ali. Where's Cash going now? I'd like to see Cash do well. I would like to see like a mini tournament. Dave Allen, Cash Ali, Gorman, Solomon Dakras, Adelaide, Moses Matamo, Johnny Fisher, Tommy Welsh. There's 8 there. And then you'd have that bracket there, and then that bracket above them, I'd have your Fraser Clark, Huey, Chisora, Wardley, White, and Joyce. After them, you'd have Zabar, Fury, Joshua. Do you know what I mean? In that like a free-staged group. That's at the levels I've broke it down at. How I look at that group there. Anybody from 18 up to way up.
3 levels, eh?
Yeah, all the way up to like Tommy Welsh, and then from after that you've got Fraser. Dave Allen to Tommy Welsh, and then you've got Fraser Clark. I'd say Fraser Clark all the way up to Joe Joyce, really, after seeing Fraser fight for British and Commonwealth. Because you make a very, very, very strong case that Fraser Clark won that fight by 2 clear rounds, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah. You could make a case for him winning it, but you couldn't make a case for...
you could, God, you'd be really pushed to get it as a draw. but you couldn't make a case for a Joyce win. But you could easily make a case for a Fraser Clark. It's been Freeze win, couldn't you? Really?
Wardley, you mean? You couldn't make a case for Wardley, you mean? Yeah,
For what?
Wardley.
Wardley. No, I couldn't make a case for a Wardley win. A bit
No.
a push. I could make a case for a Wardley split loss.
Yeah.
But there's no draw for
Um,
me, and definitely no wins.
I think Moses Atumo could be the next big thing, and I noticed Lawrence Okoli been interviewed with Moses Atumo, and Lawrence Okoli spoke very highly of Moses Atumo.
Yeah.
I think he said he sparred him when he was 15, or so he couldn't believe. Somebody told him he was 15, he couldn't believe it. He says,
Could he?
I think he actually said, I don't ever want to fight him.
That what I said, yeah.
That's what he said, and he come across as, like when I seen him, when you met him, he come across as really genuine and honest in the way he was speaking and that, so that tells you that Moses Atumo's the real deal, I think.
Yeah. Well, they're making a bit of noise from you, aren't they? Bricktop and them.
As long as he's matched correctly, I think he'll go places.
You reckon he's got a chance of beating Mike Tyson's record?
Nah, I don't. I think he should forget about that. He should just concentrate on doing the best he can and at a sensible pace.
Yeah, Yui's having a few fights, isn't he?
Is he fighting again this month?
He's fighting again this month in 3 weeks. Yeah, Yui.
That's probably the best thing he can do, isn't it? Just fight regular
that'll
every
be
few
his
weeks.
third fight back. Yeah, third. When he gets that win under the belt, he's up and running, Yui, isn't he?
Good to see him back in the upper levels of the heavyweight division.
Yeah, very good. You think Wardley and Clark are going to fight, Andy?
Have a rematch. I'd watch that again. That was a good fight, wasn't it?
You reckon?
Though I reckon the next fight, I don't think it'll be quite as ferocious as the first one. I think it'll be they'll box more. I think try and fight more. I think that's just when they've been in a fight like that, as hard as that, they'll probably be a bit hesitant to try and do the same thing over and over again. But I don't know. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. But it was a good fight, though, wasn't it? Come on.
Really good fight, yeah. Probably the best British title fight I've seen in a lot of years.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, man. And I just hope that they don't get lost. And we're doing like a Catrell Taylor 2.5, well over 2 year, 2.5 year down the line nearly. You know what I mean?
Way too long, yeah. Way too long.
Way too long. People, that's what drives people away. Like Kent.
Yeah.
Frustrated Kent gets somebody who's passionate about the sport, man. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. What about we'll do this. We'll go on to a couple. We'll finish up on this then. Yeah. So it's Big Freeze. I still think there's time for him. He could do something. Him, do you?
I think so. Yeah. He's got no miles on the clock apart from that Wardley fight, has he? So
yeah,
I think he's still fresh enough to he could have a good run the next 2 or 3 years, couldn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But it remains to be seen how they want to play it. I mean, we've got Dylan White saying he's in mix at the moment. It's all hotting up, isn't it? It's going to be the hotbed. What does Bean say? Welcome back to the Blue Ribbon Division. The torch paper has been lit. There's the respect.
He's back on the scene. Bean on the scene.
Bean.
Man on the scene.
Bean in the mix.
He has got a good commentator's voice saying it. As long as he doesn't start arse licking again, he's a welcome addition, I think.
It must be awful for Bean now, having to hang around, having to hover around, knowing that he's not a big noise anymore. Right.
Yeah, he's maybe just happy to be in the mix. It's just maybe.
Well, remains to be seen, doesn't it? So, do you want to go on to part 2, pal?
Yeah, just give me 5 and I'll be right with you.
All right, cheers. please join us on part 2. For those of you who haven't watched our sister channel, Pokies International, feel free to subscribe. Pokies International YouTube. All right. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Join us on part 2 now. Booyaka.
Pop, pop, bang! Do you remember the old man in the loft?
Yes.
Who was a leper?
Yeah.
I'm him.